let's jump into the next element, which would be your purpose. And what you want to think about here is the fact that, I always think of the Steve Jobs quote, which is he says, marketing is about values. It's not about telling them about your product. It's not about, like, do you need to know what the features and benefits are? Yes. But that isn't really what motivates people to buy, right? um when you think about the way Apple did their marketing, it was like, people like us, people like this use Macintosh. If you want to be this type of person, you're going to use a Macintosh, right? It wasn't like, here's the size of the screen, here's the CPU power, here's the RAM. All of those features are good. They all do a great job, right? Like, they all have high-end features, but the fact is your purpose is much more is a much more powerful motivator to get people to want to take action, right? So, an example of our company Brand Lab, um is like, what we have is, we have a purpose where it is to help small business owners achieve their dreams. We exist to help small business owners achieve their dreams, right? And so, then, as the founder, I have a personal story of why that's important to me. And we try to implement that into everything that we do, where it's like, I want people to feel that we care about helping them achieve their dreams, that we don't want them to be stuck, that we don't want them to be, bogged down in the day to day and overwhelmed. Like, we want to help you achieve the dream lifestyle that you're after, which is why you became an entrepreneur in the first place. And so, that's an important part to have as a part of your marketing strategy.
Rory, you actually meant exist, and I think it's such an important thing to jump onto because when you're able to express that your purpose, that really is the definition of your economic right to exist. If there are
Hmm.
7,000 toilet paper manufacturers, why does the place need another one? So really,
Yeah.
the economic right to exist is what gap are you going to fill that isn't overserviced, or it isn't covered already. Now, every single practice owner that I have ever worked with starts with a story. They have a story of why they wanted to be a doctor or a dentist or a med spa or say he or she, okay. But they'll have a personal connection to wanting to do that in the first place. And if you are able to hit on that as a purpose, it is an incredibly powerful way to attract people where that's going to be meaningful. So
Yeah.
your economic right to exist is connected to why you are doing what you're doing. And this is not a marketing thing. It's not something that you put a spin on so that you can get ahead. If you can make this meaningful, then working just feels so much easier. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel like work anymore.
I was going to say your purpose should be that open ended, like we help small business owners achieve their dreams. That is what, when anyone asks you or anyone in your clinic, that what do you do for a living? That's the type of purpose you want them to say. You want everyone that you work with, all your staff, to use that purpose. And you want that purpose to invite and almost demand from the person who asked it the follow up question of, well, how the heck do you do that? Or where you
Hmm.
want it to be interesting and invite a conversation. If you're sitting at a bar, you're at a festival, and so somebody goes, hey, what do you do? I used to say, I sell air. And they go, well, how the heck do you do that? Well, I'm the only provider of liquid O2 in all of northern Texas and Oklahoma. So if you're a doctor, you'll never have a patient die from not having enough oxygen being hooked up to a concentrator, because that's what happens right now if people are in concentrators. Their power goes out, they cannot afford the electricity bill, or gets clogged up with air. So we're the only ones who can help save your patients. Oh, wow. Well, tell me more.